What's going on, squids and whales? Welcome back to another episode of this week's Fan Mail of the Week. I am your host, Unreal Entertainment Gaming. Welcome back, everybody. I really do hope that all of you guys had a very great weekend, a very great week. So many things to talk about. You know, you had the new NBA 2K14 game that dropped. GTA Online crashed several times. So many things going on. Welcome back, everybody. I really do hope that you guys enjoy this week's episode. You know, capitalizing from last week's episode, I've gotten more questions this week than I've ever had in any of the other previous fan mails, guys. Approximately around 500 questions, and it's just over the top, my god. But I really do hope that you guys enjoy this week's episode. And on a quick note, just in case, for those of you out there who don't know how to send fan mail, as you can see, all you have to do is you can just go to the About section on my page, scroll on down to where it says send message, and then there you go. You can send me any question you want. Now, let's begin with our first question, which is from... Welcome back, Mr. Game Time Axe. Here we go. Alex, you are by far the living, walking proof that great people still exist. Thank you, man. Thank you for all the hard work, man, and I am proud to say on behalf of everyone that we hope your DBZ messages reach Akira Toriyama and he listens. I really do hope so too, man, because there's been a lot of people that have been wanting, you know, so many great things to happen, and, you know, I really do hope that he listens. But anyways, on to the questions. Here we go. Question number uno. What are your thoughts on the ending of Freddy vs. Jason? Who do you believe truly won that fight? Considering both endings, do you think they should make a Freddy vs. Jason 2? I know you said yes last time, but since you do, why? Good question. Question 2. If you could change one thing about Halloween, the movie franchise, what would it be? And lastly, question number 3. Are you going to watch the new Toy Story Halloween special this month? What? There's a Toy Story Halloween special coming out this month? Are you serious? Like, is this after Toy Story 3? Oh, that's fucking cool. Happy Halloween, Unreal Entertainment Gaming. Okay. I don't know what you were planning on doing there. Either you, well, you must have been doing one of two things. Either you were on the toilet, just taking a number 12, or you must have been on your roof somewhere, just hoping that, you know, you can become an Ascended Saiyan. But as usual, let's get on with the questions. To answer your first question, what are my thoughts on the ending of Freddy vs. Jason? I just noticed that you're asking me like hard type questions, well, considering the fact that it is October and Halloween is what, like a month away. So, well, it's this month, but technically like 30 days away. Shut up! Alright, well, my thoughts on the Halloween ending, well, the Freddy vs. Jason ending, excuse me. I thought the ending where Jason came out of the water holding Freddy's head was just absolutely amazing. And especially when Freddy winked, you know, in the end, because, I mean, Jason was holding Freddy Krueger's, you know, head in his hand, you know what I mean? So for Freddy to, like, you know, turn his eyes and just wink at the camera, that just symbolizes to me that Jason was dreaming. Honestly, who do I believe truly won that fight? I do believe that it was Freddy. I mean, I'm a huge Freddy fan. I'm a huge Jason fan. If I had to say one or the other, I would say I'm a little bit more of a Jason fan than Freddy. But I would have to say Freddy won, because if you think about it, in the alternative ending, when that girl was about to have sex with her boyfriend, she looked up and it was Freddy Krueger on top of her, and then he said something right before he killed her. And, you know, in the original theatrical ending, you know, Jason emerged from Camp Crystal Lake heading back to his cabin holding Freddy Krueger's head, but Freddy, you know, turned his head and he winked. You know what I mean? How is Freddy able to do that in the real world? You know, he can't. Unless it's the dream, you know what I mean? So I do believe that it was definitely the dream. Unless, of course, Freddy's, you know, able to, you know, withstand that, you know, amount of pain in the real world. But I mean, we all know that Freddy Krueger can take a lot of pain, and Jason is just pretty much unstoppable. But in the movie, Freddy was kicking his ass, and I just love, you know, the way they fought several times. And I do believe that they should make a part 2, you know, hashtag Freddy vs. Jason 2, we demand it. I mean, that's something else I'm about to start, you know, trending on, because it's been, what, 10 years? It's been 10 long years since Freddy vs. Jason 2. You know what I mean? And I think it's way overdue for one, you know what I mean? What I think they should do is definitely bring back the last remaining survivors from the first movie. Definitely, you know, for me as a horror fan, I would love to see Michael Myers in there. You know, the nightmare ends on Friday, you know, the 31st, you know, that would be so amazing. You know, Freddy tries to control Michael Myers this time in pursuit to go kill Jason after everything that's happened, and then Michael eventually breaks the spell, you know, once again sending Freddy Krueger back into the real world, and now you have Freddy, Michael, and Jason. Jason's trying to kill both of them. Michael's trying to kill both of them. Freddy's trying to fuck around and kill both of them as well. But, you know, it has to be Robert Englund, the original Freddy, you know, actor to play Freddy Krueger, because without Robert Englund, there is no Freddy Krueger. But, my thoughts on the ending of Freddy vs. Jason 2, the theatrical ending, it was just, it was legendary. It was just, it gave me chills when I first saw that. Especially the laugh right afterwards, because once Freddy Krueger winked, you know, you have like the legendary laugh, and then all you heard was ch-ch-ch. It was just absolutely amazing, man. But yeah, that answers that. To answer your second question, what is one thing I would change about the Halloween movie franchise? Well, I would definitely change the remakes. I mean, Rob Zombie's remakes were horrible. Rob Zombie's freaking Halloween remakes were horrible. The first two were absolute garbage. You know, I don't have a problem with the fact that he's 7 feet. That's not the problem. I don't have a problem with the fact that there's gore. No, I don't have a problem with any of that. I have a problem with the fact that he just moved away from the original story. You know what I mean? Especially in the second movie with the whole hospital thing. Since when was that little girl supposed to be an emo gothic horror? You know what I mean? It was just, the whole thing just flopped. So one thing I would change about the Halloween movie franchise was I would actually reboot the movie, you know, again, and give it to a director who would remake the movie even better than anybody can ever imagine. Who could that be? That's for you guys to decide. Let me know in the comment section below. Which director do you think is, you know, best qualified to do a remake of Halloween? You guys let me know in the comment section below, because that would be awesome. Another thing I would change is probably the ending of Resurrection. I would keep going, to be honest. Like, I mean, how many Michael Myers movies were there? Like, what? Like, it was H2O, it was Resurrection. I think Resurrection was the last one, but the bottom line is, personally for me as a fan, I would have created another Halloween movie, even though he killed, you know, Jamie Lynn Spears, and all that. Well, not Jamie Lynn Spears, do you hear me right now? What the fuck am I talking about? Even though he killed Jamie Lee Curtis, oh my, I got confused with those two, Jesus Christ. You know, there was nothing left for him to do and whatnot, except go back to his childhood home and all that kind of stuff. I would definitely continue with that, you know, there's no reason to end it. So, and to answer your last question, hell yeah, am I gonna watch Toy Story Halloween Special? If it's really coming out this month, then yeah, I am. If there's a trailer, I'm gonna watch it. If there's like a little commercial, I'll watch it. But Halloween is like one of my favorite times of the year, because all the shows, all the TV shows that we know of, you know, have Halloween specials, like South Park, Family Guy, American Dad, you know, Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror, you know, Big Bang Theory, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully they're going to capitalize on that. But if not, then it is what it is. But I can't wait to see that. So, but thank you for the questions, Mr. Game Time X. Moving forward, on to the next question, which is from Teron Jackson. Hi Alex, hope you're doing well. And now today I only have one question. It's a little personal, and I want your full honesty, no matter how good or bad it may be. Well, unless you killed somebody, then you're on your own, but here we go. All right, so I have a girlfriend, and we've been together for almost 2 years, and it's one, if not the best relationship I've had. So here's the problem. Lately, our relationship has been stuck. I guess, I mean, we don't talk as much or see each other as much or go out as much as we used to. And hell, we only kiss when we're saying goodbye, yet we're still... and the thing is, she doesn't think anything is wrong with the relationship. Hell, she's happy with the way things are. As for me, I'm not sure what to think. The bad part is I've been in college for a month now, and I've been flirting with other girls, just flirting, saying nice things about them, buying them drinks, even gave one girl a massage. And I don't feel that guilty about it too when I do these things. So yeah, I think I have a problem. So question number 1, am I a bad guy? Question number 2, what do you think I should do? P.S. I hope you answer this. I really need some advice. I don't know what to do at this point. So thanks for listening, and have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you, man. Okay, let me ask you a question. How would you feel as a man, right, if your girlfriend was in college saying nice things to other guys, buying other guys drinks, hell, even giving other guys massages? You know, how would you feel about that as a man? And my girl did that to me, I'd be fucking pissed, because you're my girl. You don't fucking touch another guy. You don't, you know, try to flirt with another guy, because what's the point of being in a relationship? Now, as for you, this is completely normal, because I mean, from what it seems like, there's a little bit of disinterest. You know, like, all right, in the beginning, everything is all lovey-dovey. You guys love each other. You think you're soulmates. You know, there's like a very strong connection. There's a lot of chemistry. But as time goes on, you start to lose a little bit of interest. You know, like it just starts, the relationship in general begins to just decrease in terms of many different volumes. You know, like sex-wise and communication, all that kind of stuff. What you're doing, well, first of all, let me ask you, I mean, do you love her? Like, truly passionate lover, not just for her, you know, physical appearance, not because, you know, whatever. Do you love her for everything that, you know, she's done for you? You know what I mean? And that's a very strong word to say I love you to someone, because normally, you know, it is, you know, proven that men don't really say I love you as much, because, you know, the only times they ever say I love you is to their parents, really. I mean, our parents were the only people that we can ever say we love to. So unlike girls, you know, they're more sensitive. They would, you know, if they truly love you, they'll say I love you. But let me ask you, if you really love her, you would try to find out what is messing up the relationship to a certain extent. Is it communication? Is it lack of you know, being together? Is it just whatever the case may be? You know what I mean? What I think you should do is sit her down and just talk to her. Just be like, hey, listen, I really need to speak to you, because this is very important. It affects me, and it's definitely going to affect you. And then once you sit her down, you explain to her, like, listen, if you don't mind me asking you, do you feel like there's something wrong with this relationship? If she says no, then you completely, you know, just empty out your feelings. Just say what you have to say, you know, speak your mind. Don't be afraid. If she truly loves you, she'd listen, and if you truly love her, you'd listen. Just pour it all out there and just tell her what's wrong. Tell her what's bothering you. Maybe it's the fact you guys are seeing each other too much, or it's the fact that maybe you guys aren't seeing each other as much. Maybe you guys can try and go ahead and do something different. You know, if I were you, to be honest, if I were you, that's a very difficult thing, especially being in college, dude. Trust me. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen girls that are way better looking than your girlfriend. I mean, it's natural, because there are guys out there that look 10 times better than you, just like there are guys out there who look 10 times worse than you do, right? That's just the yin and the yang in life, you know what I mean? We're all just gonna fit in the way we fit in, you know? Nobody's perfect, you know? You might be 6 foot, the other guy might be 6'5", the other dude next to you might be 5'5", you know what I mean? Everybody's different. This girl might have C-cup boobs, this other girl might have A-cup boobs. You know, everybody's different. So I'm pretty sure there are girls out there in college, especially the ones that you're going to, that probably look a lot better than your current girlfriend, and that probably don't. But for you, I mean, there's nothing wrong with befriending a girl, because by befriending a girl, you get to actually ask them for certain things, and, like, you know, get to talk to them on a level in which you can finally understand how girls operate. For example, if you have like a best friend who's a girl, you can speak to her like, hey, listen, what can I do with my girlfriend that can spice up our love life? Or maybe what can I do this or that? But to be honest, I mean, college is just one of those things where you just go for one of two reasons. Reason number one, you go to college to either study your ass off and just get the best career that life can offer you and make the most money, or you go to college to just fuck, do drugs, and just go party. You know what I mean? It can't be both. You know, you can't be an astrophysicist who just had a threesome in a closet with like 2 Brazilian chicks. You can't. It just doesn't work like that. So for you, the flirting part, I would say the best thing I would say about that is, how would you feel if that was your girl flirting with somebody else? Are you a bad guy? No, because you didn't kiss nobody, you didn't, you know, stick your dick in somebody, did you? So you're not really a bad guy. You didn't do anything wrong, you know. The massage part, I would have to say, you know, it's like, I mean, especially if you weren't in a relationship, dude, yeah, hey, you can give the whole college, you know, campus massages for all we all care. I mean, just, hey, you're a single man, right? But in relation to the girl massage thing, how would you feel like if your girl gave another guy a massage? Would you get mad? You know what I mean? So are you a bad guy? No. What should you do? You should definitely sit her down, and you guys should have like the talk, like the biggest talk of your fucking life. and just lay it out all on the line. If there are disagreements, you learn to agree to disagree. If you guys think you need a break, then that's ultimately your call. It's not my call. It's not Barney's call. It's not Goku's call. It's your call. You know what I mean? And if you guys do decide to go on a break, which ultimately means splitting up for a while until whatever you guys decide that you want to go back together, then hey, you do what you want to do because it is your life. But while you're together with her, I don't think you should do anything stupid, bro. I mean, it's ultimately going to come back and bite you on the ass. And trust me, you know, you don't want that because you're going to start guilt tripping yourself and then it's just all going to plummet from there. But I'm not trying to say go on ahead and break up with her. But if it does lead to that point, I'm pretty sure that if you guys do break up, you're ultimately going to get back together because 2 years can't just go down the drain so easily, you know what I mean? So that's just the best advice I would give to you. And personally for me, if I was in your position and I was going to college, yeah, I mean, I would you know, say nice things about the girls. I would, you know, buy them drinks. I wouldn't give them massages though because I would think about my girl and how I would feel, you know, if she was doing that to somebody else. But I would just be casual, just, you know, conversations and just, you know, if they come on to you, then you lay it down and be like, yo, listen, I'm a man. Because once other girls see that you're a loyal, you know, faithful man to your girl, then they're gonna respect you so much more that they're never gonna disrespect you. So I really do hope that it all works out for you, man. So I really do hope you take care of yourself and don't do anything stupid. Damn it, goddamn. But thank you for the question, man. And now we're going to the next question, which is from the Shadow Skull 1. Here we go. Hey, man, you and your videos are awesome. No, you're awesome for having Frieza as a thumbnail. Thumbs up for that. Okay, so here are my questions. Question number 1. Are you a fan of comic books? If so, who do you think would win? Palpatine, which is Dark Sidious, of course, or Doctor Doom? Question 2, what do you think of atheists? Question 3, do you sometimes feel like life is too much? Because I do, and sometimes feel death is better than life, and I'm not emo / suicidal / Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden, you probably are. I don't know. All right, question 4, if you had powers, would you be a hero, a villain, or neutral? Question 5, is Tien human because he has 3 eyes and he is stronger than Krillin? Question 6, do you have a girlfriend? Just curious. Question 7, can bullying and bad childhood memories cause post-traumatic stress disorder? Question 8, do you think WWE will be as bad as TNA soon? Seriously, do you think that match with Santino versus Heath Slater with the Cobra thing? Well, Santino and the Cobra thing with Heath Slater. Question 9, did you know that Hitler was a Christian and so was his army, and he said he was doing what God wanted? What? Question 10, did you know that the government has had the cure for cancer and AIDS for years, but they kept it from the public? Blah, 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 for curing. Well, yeah, I already knew that. Trust me, my friend. I'm like 5 steps ahead of you. P.S. Fuck you, Yamcha! All right, to answer your first question, am I a fan of comic books? Absolutely. Just recently, I just bought my latest issue. Well, not latest issue, but I just bought the Avengers versus JLA, I think series number 2. And it was just absolutely amazing. Seeing Batman fight Captain America, seeing Superman fight Thor. Oh my goodness, it was just, that comic book, I'm going to show you guys one day. It's absolutely amazing. But in terms of Doctor Doom and Palpatine, I would have to say Palpatine because he has the power of the Force, or the dark energy, whatever the hell you want to call it. So I'm pretty sure he would utilize that against Doctor Doom fairly well. Doctor Doom is very, very smart. But against Dark Sidious, you know, Palpatine, we saw when he fought Yoda, he was able to, you know, hold his own. So I think Palpatine would have the edge over Doctor Doom. To answer your second question, what do I think of atheists? I've answered this question a very long time ago. And to answer it again, I don't really have a problem with atheists, you know. They're human beings just like me. You know, I have eyeballs, they have eyeballs. I bleed, they bleed. So it's just our faith, you know, that separates us. I don't have anything against atheists. If you're an atheist and you want to criticize me, oh, you believe in the magical spaghetti man, and you know what? Fine. You know, I'll sit here and I'll say, hey, I believe in the magical spaghetti man. I mean, how does that wrong you? You know what I mean? I have nothing against them. You know, like they believe what they believe for their own intents and purposes and you know, reasons. And I believe what I believe. You know what I mean? And I really don't see how it can affect them so much to sit there and say, how could you sit there and believe in a God? There is no God. Well, I mean, you're a human. I'm a human. The fuck do we humans know? I mean, we think we know so much, but I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, you know, we only know so much. You know, like, I understand, you know, there are people that want to say, oh, well, but we mastered quantum mechanics, and we mastered, you know, dark matter and photons, and we know this. I understand that. I'm not trying to say humans are dumb, but I'm definitely not saying that humans know everything, because what the fuck? We haven't even explored our ocean, like, 100%, let alone space. You know, who's to say that out there, somewhere in the cosmos, there doesn't exist a being, you know, that is pretty much hailed as a creator? You know what I mean? Like, that's like saying, do you believe in aliens? You know, it would be very ignorant for me to say no, because I do. And I do believe in science as well. I am a Christian. I am a Christian Orthodox. I believe in Jesus Christ and God. But I also agree with science, you know, to a certain extent, of course. You know, in terms of sports medicine, and in terms of, you know, just the geography of the planet. Just there's certain things on science which make sense, and then there are other things that are just completely based on theory. But mainly, I am a Christian. I love Christ and I love God. And if somebody wants to ridicule me for that, I mean, hey, just you go on ahead and do that, because it does not affect me in the least. Even if you were to see me on the street and just start yelling, oh, you're a Christian, you stupid Christian, I would look at you like, dude, why the hell are you screaming? And number two, why are you so angry? The hell? But I don't have anything against them. I mean, there are people just like me, so if they want to live their lives the way they want to live them, then that's fine. I mean, who the hell am I to say anything? You know what I mean? To answer your third question, do I feel like life is just too much sometimes, and that death is better? No. I mean, granted, there are things that can really affect us in life, you know, whether it be, you know, things aren't going our way, or maybe we just lost, you know, one of our loved ones, you know, and they're gone, or maybe it's because we felt rejected, or maybe dumped by the opposite sex, or same sex, whatever floats your boat, I guess. But why should death ever be better than life? Let me ask you, I mean, whoever said life was supposed to be easy? You know, it's not. And that's what makes life so great, because then you get to see the obstacles, and when you overcome these obstacles, you just proven not only to yourself, but to everybody else that you are a strong person. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, there are times in my life where I just feel like life is too much. It's just way too much. And, you know, it's up to you as a person to just look past that. Don't let, you know, a bad situation or something that's been bothering you for a while, you know, get the best of you. You know, granted, life is supposed to be hard. Like I said, guys. I mean, I'm not rich. You're not rich. I mean, we're not married to the best looking people. We're not, you know, living the most, you know, extravagant lives. You know, we're not freaking the Rothschild Illuminati where we have everything made for us. But, you know, we're people, and you're supposed to make the most out of your life, the littlest things, man. You know, and, you know, by feeling that death is better than life, you know, what's better than life? Death? I mean, first of all, we don't really know what's beyond death. I mean, for all we know, you know, shit, you probably die and come back, and then what? You gonna kill yourself again and again and again? You know, nobody really knows. But life is something beautiful. Life is something special. If you just separate yourself, if you separate yourself from the bubble that you're in, you're gonna see, you know, how important life is. And granted, I mean, people may ridicule you, people may judge you, people may insult you, but don't let those things ever get to you. I mean, because if you do, you're going to be living in a very, very, you know, dark place, and you don't want to be there, man. So just embrace life for what it is and make the best of it, because if you don't, who will? You know what I mean? To answer your fourth question, if I had powers, what would I be? A hero, a villain, or a I would be a hero, because I mean, I would just fly around the world and I would just do what I have to do to prevent people from taking other people's lives. That's the best way I can put it. Because what thrill, you know, what enjoyment do other people get out of harming innocent people? That's something I never understood. So I would be a hero and I would fly around the world, I mean, 24/7, and I would look for like the most dangerous and the most, you know, vile stuff I can find, and I would put it into it. So, to answer your fifth question, is Tien a human? Tien is a human. I remember back in, I think it was Dragon Ball, they mentioned him, and he was a human. But is he? Well, yeah, obviously he's stronger than Krillin. I mean, fucking everybody's stronger than Krillin. I think at this point, fucking Master Roshi's stronger than Krillin. I mean, Krillin slacked off, man. Once he got Android 18, that was it. His hair grew out. He had a kid. He got ate by Majin Buu. He got killed by Majin Buu several times. It was like, what the fuck, Krillin? What the hell's wrong with you? Well, why are you even here, Krillin? It's like, go home. Just don't even join us anymore in the fight. He's just there for show. You know, that's really it. So I mean, I think Tien is a human. Yes. To answer your sixth question, do I have a girlfriend? I actually, no, I don't. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago, a couple months ago, and to make a long story short, it's just like some girls are so full of ego that you just have to let go. But as of right now, I am single and I do not have a girlfriend, if that clears up your curiosity. To answer your seventh question, can bullying and bad childhood memories cause post-traumatic stress disorder? I personally believe no, not unless you let it. You know what I mean? Not unless you allow those things to cause, you know, post-traumatic stress disorder. Because why would you recap any of that? I mean, granted, we've all been through so much. Trust me, I've been through a lot. And sometimes when I think about it, it pisses me off. It really does. Does it, you know, put some sort of a strain on my physical body or my mental abilities? Does it make me dwell on the past and just causing me to go into a state of depression? No. But that's just my personal opinion. I feel like the only way, you know, those things would affect you that much is if you allow it to get to you. You know what I mean? The past is the past. You know what I mean? We all have to learn how to let go, even if that means you know, horrible childhood memories or everything you've been through. Why are you still clinging on to that? You know what I mean? I personally feel like, you know, whether it be bullying, whether it be horrible childhood experiences, it happened already. There's nothing you can do to go back and change it. Just let go and just look for a brighter future. That's really it. I mean, because if you think about it, if that overcomes you and if that, you know, consumes your life, then you're just gonna head in, you know, in a downward spiral, and God knows what's gonna happen from there. But that's just my personal take on it. To answer your eighth question, will the WWE be as bad as TNA soon? I hope not. I mean, TNA is pretty bad with the whole aces and eights separating and Bully Ray being a bitch and all that kind of shit. It's just, and then Hulk Hogan running around with Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter's trying to copy the WWE storyline with the McMahons. It's just, man, it's bad. But in terms of Santino, I like Santino. He's a funny guy, especially when he whips out the Cobra. But I really hope that it doesn't, you know, head down the direction of TNA, because if it does, then shit, we are screwed. To answer your ninth question, I did not know that. And I feel like Hitler was not doing the work of God, because if he was doing the work of God, he wouldn't be killing people. I mean, God specifically said, do not kill anybody, because if you kill somebody, you're taking away their gift of life. And if you take away their gift of life, you're rejecting what I've given to someone. So ultimately, you're disrespecting me. So Hitler was disrespecting God by pretty much murdering all these people, because pretty much Hitler was an amateur painter. I remember this. Hitler wanted to be a world-renowned painter, but all of his paintings that he would draw, they were pretty much dull. They weren't, you know, up to par with anything anybody expected. Pretty much all of his teachers were Jewish. They ultimately criticized him for his paintings, you know, ridiculing him, saying that he's never going to amount to anything because he can't draw. That ultimately pissed him off so much that he got into politics post-World War I and whatnot, pretty much rose to power, did what he did, and now he's dead. So, was his army a bunch of Christians? No. Get the fuck out of here. Zing ha! He's trying to fucking kill black people and Jewish people. Get the fuck out of here. Those were not Christians. Those were just sociopaths, psychopaths. Those people were just bad. And to answer your last question, yes, I actually did know that the government has the cure for AIDS and cancer, but the only reason why they don't let it, out to the public is because they're making money off of pharmaceutical companies and treatment centers. The more money we invest in medication, the more money they make. So in the end, it's massive genocide. They are committing genocide if you think about this. But I mean, I really wish that somebody one day is going to break the news and just go on, national TV and just say, hey, we have the cure for AIDS and cancer. We have it. We have it. We have it. Here you go. And just, I mean, even if, let's say the government did announce that they have the cure and they were to release it, do you know how much these cures are going to cost? I bet you only, like, the rich people are going to be able to afford this. It's terrible. We're living in a cold fucking world. Damn it. But thank you for the questions, Mr. Shadow Skull. Anyways, on to the next question, which is from Next Habit. Okay, I have a great question. Could you please answer this on a fan mail of the week? Alright. Well, why did Goku stop using Kaioken? I mean, if he were to go Super Saiyan 3, then do it like a Kaioken times, what was that, 100,000? Holy shit, he'd be so powerful, right? What is your opinion? Well, to answer your question, he'd die. I mean, Kaioken is something that takes a great amount of stress on your body, even way more than a transformation. King Kai even made that, very clear with Goku early in the Dragon Ball sagas and whatnot when he said, hey, you can't go past a certain point because your body's going to end up taking so much stress, you're going to fucking cave in and die. But it is a good question. I mean, why did he stop using Kaioken? Because maybe there was no need to use it anymore, you know what I mean? The only time I can remember him using it was against Pikkon when he went Super Saiyan. He did the Super Kaioken. He was a Super Kaioken, and he fucking punched Pikkon through the fucking moon, which is pretty awesome. But you're talking about Kaioken times 100,000. I'm about to get something to drink right now. But can you imagine that shit? It's a Super Kaioken just fucking punches another guy through the fucking, I don't know. I mean, there is no reason for him to, like, use Kaioken anymore because, alright, think about it. I mean, it would have been really cool for him to use, like, Kaioken against, like, Kid Buu or something like that, or maybe, like, Super Janemba or whatever, but, in the end, it's like, would it be necessary? I mean, I really do miss Kaioken, especially during Super Transformations. Can you imagine if he used it as a Super Saiyan 3 against Janemba, Kid Buu, Harudagon? It would have been awesome, but I feel like well, there's one main reason why I think that they never showed it is because Akira Toriyama completely forgot about it. But the most logical one I can think of within the universe is there is no need for him to use it anymore. Because if you think about it, the transformation should be enough, right? Why increase that and just pretty much kill yourself, for a battle, you know what I mean? I mean, that's just my personal take. There is no need for a Kaioken anymore. I mean, at least that's what I believe, so. But thank you for the questions, my good sir. Oof, that was some good Hawaiian punch. All right, on to the next question. This is from Daniel Cat. Hey Alex, this is my first fan mail ever. Before I ask any questions, I just want to let you know that you deserve to be the #1 YouTuber on YouTube. You have devoted more time to their fans, and that deserves a lot of respect. Anyways, here are my questions. Thank you, man. I mean, I wish it were possible, but eh. To answer your, let's see your first question. Question #1. I have a personal problem that I want your opinion on. Go ahead, lay it on me. Let's see what you got. Alright. I had an app on my iPod where I could talk to people with my same interest for RP. Okay. In that app, I found 2 friends. One I got really attached to. It was a girl, and we talked for a very long time, and she had told me that she had fallen for me, but she had no cell phone. And since I couldn't get her number, I can't talk to her anymore. My account was disabled, and I can't make a new one. It's been killing me. I now think she hates me for leading her on like that. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I do want... Well, what do you think I should do, pretty much? Okay, alright. Question #2. Why do you think that Gohan was so easily defeated by Broly in Broly's Second Coming? Question 3. Have you ever checked out the Devil May Cry game and anime? If you have, let me know what you think of it. If not, check it out. Question 4. Would you mind if I send you some what-ifs and my personal thoughts on GT privately? Go ahead, man. But thank you for the questions. To answer your first question, okay, I mean, that's weird. She has no cell phone? I mean, that's kind of like, we live in a modern age today where cell phones are so affordable. I mean, Granted, the plan might be, but cell phones, I mean, there are cell phones out there that you can get very cheap. It doesn't have to be top of the line cell phone, but I just find that kind of odd that she had no cell phone, you know what I mean? Now, I can actually relate this to one of my friends because a very long time ago, he'd made a Facebook account. He was talking to some girl that only had, like, what, 3 pictures on her profile, whatever. To make a long story short, she turned out to be fake. And they were talking for a very long time, exchanging pictures or whatever the hell they did. I have no idea. But I remember he told me that she pretty much was a fake person with a fake account. So the first question I have to ask you is, how do you know, that she is not really a he, or that she is not a fake person, because nowadays you can't really trust, social media outlets here and there, even apps on iPods or iPhones, you know what I mean? But if you did talk to her over the phone, if you did see pictures of her, like literal legit pictures, and you know for a fact that she's real, then how is it your fault that you let her on when she doesn't even have a phone? That makes no sense. I really don't know how your account got disabled. I don't know what happened, but what you guys should have done was you guys should have gotten, in touch, much better. Maybe on Facebook, Twitter, email, or whatever the case may be. I just found that very odd that she didn't have a phone. Meanwhile, she's on the same app, you know what I mean? It just boggles me right now. What do I think you should do? Just move on, man. Trust me when I say there are so many other girls out there that are gonna blow your mind that you have no idea what's coming. For you to be dwelling on one girl, it really does suck. It really hits you. But really, in the end, how is that any of your fault? You know what I mean? She didn't have a phone. I mean, that makes, well, at least that's what she claims. That doesn't make any sense. But I mean, you're one guy, amongst 7 billion. There are many, many, many girls out there that are gonna appreciate you and just, have that same connection as you had with her, easily, because there's so many other people out there. So my best advice to you is, just move on, man. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, there's nothing more you can do. Your account is gone. She's gone. She doesn't have who doesn't have a phone in 2013? I mean, come on. That's like saying, hey, I don't have, a fucking pen in my house. It's like, what the hell? Who doesn't have pens and pencils? Like, what the, Jesus. But that's just my take on that. To answer your second question, why was Gohan easily defeated by Broly? Maybe it's because, I mean, I believe that Broly at that time was still a lot more powerful than a regular Super Saiyan. I personally feel like Gohan did not go Super Saiyan 2 because if he did, he would have decimated Broly. Broly, he was definitely weaker than he was in the first movie. And granted that, he's been hibernating and whatnot for like 7 years, all throughout the Cell Saga and whatnot, but I think at that point, Broly still had enough power to, officially state that, hey, I'm still stronger than a regular Super Saiyan. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? So that's just my take on it. I believe that even during that time, he was still living during his, maxed out form levels. Like, for example, he still must have been an Ultra Super Saiyan, you know what I mean? Because that's what I think the Legendary Super Saiyan is. It's just a maxed out Ultra Super Saiyan, like something similar to what Trunks did against Cell, except Broly mastered the entire ability, so. To answer your third question, Devil May Cry, I haven't played Devil May Cry in a long time. I can't remember which one was my last one that I played, but it's definitely been years. I never watched the anime either, so I can't really give you my opinion on that, but it's just been years since I even touched Devil May Cry, to be honest with you, man. And to answer your last question, if you want to send me some what-ifs and GT thoughts personally, just go on ahead and do so, man. I do get a lot of messages like that. I do read them. So if you want to just give me your personal opinion, that's fine. But thank you for the questions, my good sir. Once again, moving forward on to the next question, which is from Antonio Thompson. Hey, dude, I think you're super cool, and I think you're the coolest guy ever. Really? Me? And I hope you make it into WWE and make the dreams come true. Thank you, man. Now on to the questions. All right, question number 1. Have you ever heard of Need for Speed World? Because it has boss graphics and you should play it. Question number 2, what is your favorite football team? Because mine is the boss-ass Eagles. Ah, I see. Question 3, final question. When will you do online play for GTA 5? Dude, do you and make shit come true. Thank you, Antonio. Well, to answer your first question, I never heard of Need for Speed World. I mean, I heard of Need for Speed, you know, Underground 1, 2, and, you know, all the other games like Rivals and whatnot, but I never heard of Need for Speed World. I mean, I heard of the new Need for Speed trailer for the actual movie. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Need for Speed movie is coming out. There is an actual trailer for it, and it's coming out in 2014. The movie's called Need for Speed, so, but I never heard of Need for Speed World. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's for the PC. It has to be for the PC, because it's definitely not for the no damn consoles. But if it actually incorporates some of the old school Need for Speed stuff, like full customization of vehicles and, you know, pink slip races and whatnot, then I might look into that, because the Need for Speed Underground franchise was the best one for me. So, aside from that one, I kind of fell flat with the other ones, but let's just see how that goes. But I'm definitely going to go ahead and check that out and see what that's all about. To answer your second question, since your favorite team is the boss-ass Eagles, I have a few favorite football teams, aside from the boss-ass Giants, of course, because I'm from New York. Aside from the Giants, my favorite teams are the Saints and the Steelers. Yes, I know it's a weird mix. Giants, you know, Saints and Steelers, but those are my teams, to be honest. I mean, if I had to choose 3, those would be my 3 teams right there. But there's nothing wrong with the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are a pretty good team too. So, and to answer your last question, I couldn't get. I swear to God, I could not get online for GTA 5. It is killing me. I mean, it's just so corrupt and it's so laggy and it crashes a lot, and it just pisses me off in the fact that on the first day I actually tried to get on and it would not let me go on. You know, I purposely left my Xbox on for about almost an hour and a half, 2 hours, just so I can get past one of those simplest loading screens, and it did not get past that. You know, a lot of my actual clan members and you know, friends have been able to play, such as Paintball Falcon, The Fallen, you know, Exact Sure Shot, you know, all those guys. They were able to play, and it just pissed me off beyond belief, because here I am, I'm like, what the hell? And I found out later on that only 2 million players were allowed to get on the server early in the beginning, before everything went to hell. So only 2 million people got on, technically, before the servers went to hell. And once the servers went to hell on the second day, you know, I wasn't able to do shit. On the third day, I still wasn't able to do shit, so it actually pissed me off. And for a lot of people, they were able to play GTA 5 online, and I actually made a gang and a crew on the social club and whatnot, so I actually got my game rolling, and then freaking, you know, the servers crash, and, you know, I can only blame Take-Two and Rockstar for that, because they had 2 weeks. They had 2 weeks to beta test the damn servers, and they didn't do that, and it flopped. You know, for me, that really flopped. You know, because if you're gonna sell, you know, and make $1 billion in 3 days, dude, that's $1 billion. I'm pretty sure you can look into investing on your damn servers if you have a fucking $1 billion. If I was a company and I had $1 billion that I just made in 3 days, and knowing that I have 2 weeks until I launch my, you know, biggest online experience for my you know, consumers and for my fans, I would fucking make sure that my servers are running correctly, because this just took out millions and millions of players away from the servers, and quite honestly, it pissed me off so much. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing single player, but for the love of God, I'm listening to my friends talk about how they stole somebody's, you know, Honda or some shit, or Toyota, and then they were like getting chased down, being shot at, and people were robbing each other and like beating the piss out of each other, having team death matches and shootouts and whatnot. And I'm over here just stuck, like, what the fuck? I'm about to like freaking go outside and like skin some rabbits or something. I have no idea, but it just really pissed me off. Like the first 3 days, I really didn't know what to do. But I mean, hopefully everything is in order, because I really want to get back on there. I mean, I played the opening, I played the tutorial, I played like maybe a good 10 minutes of it before the fucking entire server got shut down, so I got so pissed off. But as for GTA Online, you can rest assured that I'm going to bring you a lot of that. And for those of you out there who do want to be in my crew, all you have to do is just leave a comment in the comment section below. You will get tested by me and my guys. If you fit the description, you're in. If you don't, you're still in. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. So, but thank you for the questions, my friend. Just thinking about that freaking server, just... Anyways, on to the next question, which is from Austin All-Star. Hi, Alex. My name is Jesus. Hello, Jesus. How you doing? I'm 20 years old, and this is my first time sending fan mail. I've been watching your vids for a while now, and I gotta say they are awesome. Thank you. All right, so let's get on to the questions. All right? Question number 1. How do you feel about today's rap and hip-hop? Me, personally, I think it sucks. I think the old-school rap and hip-hop is much better example than the 90s. Question number 2, in the first Broly movie, what level of Super Saiyan is Broly on? Is it Super Saiyan 1, or is it between Super Saiyan 1 and 2, or some buff muscle stage? If Goku was to turn Super Saiyan 2, would he be able to beat Broly? Question number 3, which mask killer would win, Jason or Michael Myers? Question 4, if you were forced to choose to live a life during these 2 events, which one would you choose, alien invasion or zombie apocalypse? The zombies from 28 Days Later. Oh, damn. Question 5, if there was to be another DBZ series, how long do you think Oob would be after, well, how strong do I think Oob would be after Goku's training? Question 6, did you have a favorite human Z fighter? My favorite was Tien. He had a little coolness to him, kind of like Piccolo when he would appear out of nowhere. Question 7, is Broly canon? I'm asking because I really don't remember if Broly ever was mentioned in the DBZ series, but in the Frieza saga, they mentioned that there was a legendary Super Saiyan, where they were talking about Goku and another person. They were never introduced the legend. Now, if their legendary Super Saiyan was another person, do you think Akira Toriyama would to add the legend in the next series if he were to make another DBZ series? Keep making awesome videos. They're fucking awesome. And I hope that you make it into WWE of all your hard work will pay off. P.S. Fuck the McMahon era. Yes. Oh my god. Thank you for the questions, man. Alright, to answer your first question, rap and hip-hop suck. Rap and hip-hop suck. Rap and hip-hop suck. Rap and hip-hop suck. Today's rap and hip-hop fucking sucks, bro. I mean, who do we got lined up? French Montana? Fucking, what, Ace Hood? Meek fucking Mills? Rick? McDonald's fat ass Ross? Come on, Drake. Emotional ass Drake. I swear to God, if you listen to Drake on the way home while you're driving, you're gonna drive back to your ex's house. It's just crazy. What? Lil Wayne? Nicki Minaj? Rihanna? Pour it up, pour it up. I'll fucking punch you in the face. Come on, man. Music. Anybody who likes music that nowadays, what the fuck, man? Why? You cannot compare it to back then. Hell no. Are you kidding me? Tupac, Biggie, DMX, Pimp C, Snoop Dogg, NWA, The Game, the original Game, not this modern day fucking pussy sellout game. Hell no. You had fucking better R&B artists than you have today. You have better pop singers than you do today. But in particular, rap and hip hop, God, man, it just pisses me off to the fact that a lot of people are like, well, I think Meek Mills is good. I think French Montana is great. French Montana, listen, half these rappers, they rap about the same fucking shit over and over and over again. Granted, there are some songs that are very catchy, and there are some songs that are relatively, manageable to listen to, but overall in general, nothing compares to like the 90s rap and hip-hop. And I know I sound like a gibbering old man, and I know it sucks, but it's just the truth, man. And I'm a hardcore rap and hip-hop fan. You know, coming up, I was listening to all sorts of fucking music, especially rap and hip-hop, and looking back on it now, it's like, what the hell happened? And plus, you know, do you guys remember when BET was like the best thing going on? Do you guys remember when 106 in Park was the best thing ever? Now it's just a mediocre, watered-down version of its, you know, former self. You have Bow Wow on the fucking show. Who the fuck cares about Bow Wow anymore, man? You know what I mean? Like, whatever happened to all the original shit? You know, it's all gone. People sold out, you know? Once people started, you know, rapping about each other's fucking, how much money they have and each other's exes and shit, it all just went downhill from there. I do have hope in rap and hip-hop. I've said it so many times. If these rappers were to pull their heads out of their asses, you know, music can be good. I just hate the fact that I always have to listen to fucking Rick Ross, rap about the fucking same shit. I got money.
The Maybach. We got money. I got bitches and stacks. I got the motherfucking Maybachs. Reebok sneakers. I got 10 grand on my neck.
Shut the fuck up. You know, who the fuck cares about how much money you have around your fucking neck, guy? You fat ass. You need to fucking use some of that money to go on some fucking diet with your fat ass McLovin looking self. And you got French Montana, who looks like a fucking hyena with a do-rag and a hat. It's just terrible. French Montana's fucking bad also. Meek Mills was good back when he was like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 when he was coming up, you know what I mean? Like, that guy was fucking nasty. Go look at his old videos on YouTube when Meek Mills was in his, you know, come up. He was fucking nasty. And now, there's a Meek Mills. Nigga, I ain't afraid. Fuck Cassidy. I'm a man. I run Philly. Man, it's the fuck up. Fucking sellout. I swear to God, that shit pisses me off. Do I like certain music from today? Of course I do. I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I say I didn't. You know, I actually like a few songs. There are a lot of songs that are very catchy, that are good to a certain extent. But ain't shit compared to fucking DMX and, you know, Fat Joe back in the day in the game, and Snoop Dogg and NWA and Black Wall Street and all that kind of stuff, and Tupac and Biggs and Pimp C and Big L and Big Pun. Hell no, man. So that's my answer for that. To answer your second question, I still stand firmly on the belief that Broly is a maxed out Ultra Super Saiyan. That's definitely in between 1 and 2. I personally feel like he got to the point where Trunks was at when he fought Cell, except he mastered those abilities. Like, you know how big and muscular Broly was? He actually was able to concentrate his muscles and actually maintain and increase his speed. So Broly, to me, did it the correct way, you know what I mean? That's why he was so damn powerful. I think he was a maxed out Ultra Super Saiyan. And I do believe that if Goku were to turn Super Saiyan 2, he would annihilate Broly, because Broly can only go so far. But I do think that that was Broly's current level when he fought the Z Fighters, to be honest. To answer your third question, Jason or Michael, I do believe Jason, because Jason would use a bigger arsenal of weapons. Michael loves his knife. Michael loves his butcher knife or whatnot. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Number one, this would be the most quietest fight ever. Can you imagine the fight between Michael and Jason? This is exactly how it would sound like. Yep, that'd be the fight right there. This is what you would hear when these two are fighting. Silence. You know what I mean? It would be a great fight. But in the end, I do think Jason would win. I mean, I don't know. There's something about Michael that I do think he would have the edge over Jason. But I do think Jason overall, I think he would have the edge to win. Like in the end, I would have to say Jason, to be honest. To answer your fourth question, that's a tough one. Living during an alien invasion or living during a zombie apocalypse. I would have to say zombie apocalypse, because alien invasion would be worse. Don't you guys think that you know, fighting you know, a race of beings that have superior technology to you, you know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck can you fight them off? They probably have invisibility cloaks and ray guns and like all sorts of stuff, like black holes and all that kind of. You don't know what these fucking guys have. Whereas in a zombie apocalypse, you know, you can assure survival if you actually, you know, put your mind into it. But I do think a zombie apocalypse would be just as bad. Especially the zombies from 28 Days Later. Where would you go? Where would I go? I have no idea. I mean, the city would be in chaos. I mean, New York would be a fucking battleground, to be honest. Zombies everywhere, whatnot. I would pray to God. I mean, shit, I would fucking... First thing I do is I fortify my location. I would hold it off for a certain amount of time. If everything goes to hell, if I can survive long enough without, you know, losing my resources, then it's fine. If I run out of resources, it's time to hop in somebody's car and just get to stepping. I'm just gonna drive, and just drive I am. But I would have to say zombie apocalypse, to be honest. And what I do think they ought to do is like continue to make great zombie movies. I mean, whatever happened to that? You know, it's like, what the fuck? Where are all the good zombie movies? Like, a lot of people often want to say, oh, zombie movies, it's not where it's at anymore. It's more like superheroes. I mean, that may be true to a certain extent, but what the hell? There's still a lot of zombie fans out there like I am. I'm a huge zombie fan. You know, I would love to see more zombie movies, but that's really up to Hollywood. To answer your fifth question, how strong do I think he'd be? Probably equivalent to like a Super Saiyan 1, 2, maybe, give or take. But that's if he's introduced in the next series. That's if Akira does another series. I mean, I hope so. But if Oob were to grow in strength I think he would be equivalent to like a Super Saiyan 1 or 2. Definitely in between one of those, like without a doubt. To answer your 6th question, mine was definitely Tien as well, because I felt like he had some sort of badassness to him. Especially when he went up against Cell, he actually proved that he had balls for one. So I would have to say Tien as well. And to answer your last question, just because they mentioned the legendary Super Saiyan doesn't mean that they were talking about Broly. Now, I know a lot of people might go on and say, well, it was Bardock. It was Bardock. It wasn't Bardock either. What they meant by that, and they even mentioned it in Battle of Gods, the original legendary Super Saiyan was always the first ever Super Saiyan God. It was the Super Saiyan God. I mean, number one, it couldn't have been Broly because it was said that it happened thousands and thousands of years ago, right? You know, way before anybody else's time. So I'm pretty sure Broly and Kakarot weren't even conceived by then. Nor was Vegeta or probably Frieza either. But I don't believe that the legendary Super Saiyan is Broly. I mean, as opposed to the original legendary Super Saiyan God, I do think Akira Toriyama ought to introduce him in the next movie or show or series or whatever. But as for Broly in general, I do believe that Broly is probably one of the first to turn into a legendary Super Saiyan, like just a regular Super Saiyan. That's what I think is the misconception. A lot of people are always like, all right, well, you know, who's the legendary Super Saiyan? It could be anybody at this point, but from my knowledge, I believe that the first ever Super Saiyan was not Broly. But then again, I could be wrong in my humble opinion, but who knows? I mean, this can go either way. It's all up to Akira Toriyama. If he plays off with this story correctly, then it's going to have the potential to be great. If he doesn't capitalize on it, then, I mean, the whole entire fucking shit will go downhill. So I really do hope that they capitalize on it. And, I mean, to me, I don't believe it's Broly, but hey, I mean, what else can we do? So, but thank you for the questions, man. And now on to the next question, which is from Cat. Hello, Alex. How you doing? I'm doing relatively okay. I mean, it's kind of weird today. It's kind of like it's fucking hot outside, and it's October. It's kind of scary, isn't it? I mean, fuck. Where's the old cold, chilly weather? I mean, this is a sign. This is a bad omen. We're gonna die. All right. I have to say that you're the best YouTuber today. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. Now, on to the questions. Question number 1. What do you think is the most important thing to remember about what it means to be an American? Question 2. Who do you sometimes compare yourself to? Question 3. What can you do today that you were not capable of a year ago? Question 4. Did you know Chris Jericho got into a real fight backstage and won against wrestler Bill Goldberg? Oh, yes, I do, actually. Question 5, who is your favorite female anime character? Question 6, would you rather be able to talk with all and every animal or be able to speak all foreign languages? Anyways, thanks for answering my questions, and God bless. God bless you too, Mr. Allen. All right, to answer your first question, what is the one most important thing to remember as to being an American? Remembering your civil liberties, because a lot of people don't have the same rights as you do in this country as opposed to another country. The right to bear arms to a certain extent, because now they're trying to revoke our fucking amendments. Damn you, Illuminati. Fuck the Illuminati. What else? The right for freedom of speech. The right to bear worship, to, you know, have the freedom of religion. Being able to pretty much go and walk to the store without worrying about, you know, who's going to kill you if you're not out for a certain time. You know what I mean? So certain countries, they don't, you know, offer you the same amount of rights to a certain extent. There are many times where I'm proud to be an American, but there are some times where I just facepalm. And it's not because of the country itself, it's because of the government. It's because of the government's decisions that piss me off. It's like, all right, why is the government becoming so tyrannical? You know what I mean? Like, why must you guys try to invade everybody's privacy? Why must you try to, you know, oppose your own citizens? You know, we all live here. We all want to, you know, provide for our families. We all want to live our lives. We all want to experience the finer things in life, you know, enjoy with our friends and families. We're not trying to do anything stupid. You know what I mean? And often than not, you know, there are a lot of things I don't like But there are a lot of things that I hold dear to my heart, like the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. You know, and a lot of people often want to, you know, mistreat Americans and say, oh, you bunch of lazy, fat, spoiled pigs. And to a certain extent, you're right. Fuck. I mean, we are probably the fattest country ever because obviously we have fast food everywhere, and not a lot of people are open to, you know, malnutrition and, you know, bodybuilding or working out in general, or just keeping in shape in general. You know what I mean? You go anywhere in America, you'll find a Taco Bell, Burger King, Wendy's, White Castle, Subway, just stuff like that. You know, McDonald's and freaking Applebee's. Like, it's just fast food everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't really escape that. The one thing I would have to say is people need to have more knowledge. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. The number one key power in this world. It's not strength. It's not how much money you have. It's not how many wives or husbands you're married to. It's not about, you know, being the best at what you do. It's about knowledge. The more you know, the more powerful you are to a certain extent. Does that mean you have to abuse your power? No, don't ever do that, because that pretty much goes against everything that you would stand for, right? I mean, why would you obtain knowledge to abuse it? You know what I mean? But the one most important thing I would have to say about being an American is just having your freedom, because not a lot of countries are enabling people to be free to a certain extent. You know, there are some countries out there that are just bad to the bone that you really don't want to go to or be in. So, to answer your second question, who do I compare myself to sometimes? Well, I mean, I don't really compare myself to anybody. I mean, I always challenge myself. I think my biggest enemy is myself, to be honest. I mean, that may sound a little weird, but I don't compare myself to nobody because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Why would I compare myself to somebody when I know for a fact that me and that person are, you know, very much different than what many people may think? You know what I mean? For example, just because somebody may have abs or a fit body doesn't mean you can compare yourself to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, you guys have different minds, different, you know, lifestyles, different personalities and whatnot. Granted, you may have similar physiques to a certain extent, but you should never compare yourself to nobody. You should always compare yourself to you. And I always compare myself to me, because when I look in the mirror, I see my best friend and I see my worst enemy. And you can actually take that and use that to motivate yourself to become better, because honestly, every time I look myself in the mirror, there are days where I see a best friend and a person that I like, and then there are other times where I look in the mirror and I see my worst enemy and I see a person that I despise. So I use that to motivate myself. So if I had to compare somebody to somebody else, it would have to be comparing myself to me. So I mean, that's all I can say about that. To answer your third question, what can I do today that I wasn't capable of a year ago? Probably talking to more of you guys, because a year ago I wasn't getting as many fan mail questions and whatnot. I wasn't doing as much, but now I'm able to talk to so many people, and you know, including Xbox and PS3 and Skype and Mind Wars and even fan mail. So it's actually pretty cool getting to talk to you guys. I mean, what, it's been like 40 freaking episodes so far. I mean, that's a lot of episodes. That's like 41 weeks. I've been doing this for 41 weeks. That's a lot of weeks, man. And I'm still continuing to do it. So that just shows my appreciation toward you guys. You know, 3 months from now, it's going to make a year since I've been doing fan mail straight. You know, that's pretty sick. To answer your fourth question, I did hear about that. I do know about the Goldberg, Chris Jericho situation. From Chris Jericho's point of view, Jericho was talking about how he had Goldberg to the ground and he beat the shit out of him and whatnot. I mean, it happens, you know. People that bark the loudest, what the hell is the loudest? People that bark the loudest aren't really the toughest at times, so that pretty much just settles that. I mean, it was a very funny story to hear the way Chris Jericho was explaining it, but when I first heard about it, I was like, oh shit. To answer your fifth question, who is my favorite female anime character? Probably Misty from Pokemon. I don't know, there was something about it that I really liked. She had pizzazz, so that's pretty much that. And to answer your last question, I would have to say speak all foreign languages. Well, actually, hold on. Talk to every animal. Well, if I can speak to every animal, they won't really speak back. I would have to say speak all foreign languages, because then I can go anywhere in the world and understand what everybody's saying, rather than opposed to going to freaking Brazil or France or Spain or England and having to listen to like a bunch of birds just chirp at me or whatnot. Just, I don't know. Like, I would have to say all foreign languages, because there are a lot of languages, and remember, there are 7 billion people, so imagine having to communicate with that many. It'd be awesome, to be honest. So I would have to say all foreign languages. But thank you for the question, my good sir. Moving forward on to the next question, which is from Andrew Monreal. Hey Alex, hope this makes it on your fan mail of the week, but before I do, I just want to say that you're really inspiring and you really deserve way more subscribers, and God bless you. Now on to the questions. Thank you, man. Alright, question number 1. When you were in middle school, did you ever get on your school roof? Question number 2. How was it to experience 9/11? Question 3. Now that GTA 5 came out, what is the next game you are excited for? Question 4. Which series do you like more, Infamous or Prototype? Those are all the questions I have now. Thanks for answering them, and thanks for being so inspiring, and have a good day, and God bless you. God bless you as well, Andrew. I hope you have a great day. To answer your first question, I never ever in my life was able to get on top of my middle school roof. If I did, we all would have been probably expelled and thrown in jail. But there was one instance where I have a friend named Steven, and a very, very, very long time ago, he was doing a lot of graffiti. So one day, he thought it would be cool to break inside of the school during the summer and go onto the roof and do graffiti, in which case he did, and he ended up paying the price for it. He got a giant, giant scar on his what was it, left or right hand, like on his forearm, and like his entire forearm was completely ripped off. It was just disgusting. Like, he has a giant scar there forever now, and I'll never forget it, because I mean, I've always wanted to go get on top of like a school roof, but never really thought about how or like whatnot, because you know, they always have security cameras and whatnot, so you always don't want to risk yourself getting caught. But you know, when I was in middle school, did I ever get on top of my school roof? No. And considering the fact that my school, like my middle school, my high school, my elementary school, they're freaking big buildings, like, you know, like 4 to 5 floors. Like, it's just huge. But I never went on top of my middle school roof. Now, to answer your second question, how was it like to experience 9/11? It was very confusing, because I'll never forget it. I was in my 4th grade class. My teacher's name was Miss Glass, and our assignment was we had to bring up a bunch of newspapers, you know, from the outside to bring upstairs and whatnot. And mind you, you know, being in the 4th grade, you're like, what, 80 pounds, 70 pounds, if that, like just a little, I was a little small, scrawly kid. And, you know, our teacher made us carry freaking, like, you know, a shit ton of newspapers up like 3 flights of stairs to the very top so we can read them, do current events and whatnot. And I'll never forget it. We used to have this television in our classroom, and I remember when she turned it on, she saw, you know, that these 2 airplanes hit like a couple of buildings and whatnot, and it was all over the announcements. You know, I'll never forget the principal was talking about, you know, all students go home, like your parents are coming to pick you up. And I'm just here like, what the fuck, yay, like finally my mom's gonna come pick me. My mom came and got me. She fucking dragged me out. I was like, what the fuck's going on? She's over here panicking. Everybody's panicking. I saw so many people panic, I'll never forget it. And I get home and I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, fuck school, hell yeah, I'm home. F this, F you, and then I freaking noticed that my mom is watching something on TV, and I look, and it's like the Twin Towers. I'll never forget it. It was like 9 something in the morning, and I'm watching it, and then I'm watching these planes hit this building, and I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I had no idea of what terrorism was. I had no idea about anything like that. So the next thing you know, the buildings come down, and I'm just like, oh, who gives a shit, you know, at the time. But then I noticed how serious it was, and I was like, well, I better start watching, and then it was just very, very, a very sad time. But to be honest with you, being in the 4th grade, I didn't really give a shit. I got on my PS1 and PS2, and I was just fucking playing away. I didn't give a shit. I was just happy to be home. You know, that was pretty much it. But looking back on it now, you know, because it's been so long. It's been 13 years, and it's just like, wow. You know, I can't believe that it's been 13 years since that happened, you know what I mean? And it all seems like a blur, because as you get older, you tend to forget about some things. But then looking back now, it's just like, wow. I mean, your question just made me feel incredibly, oh my fucking fucking guy. Now I feel like an old man. I swear to you. I'm only 21 years old, but now I just feel like I'm 60 years old. This is crazy. You know, like, because when you look at how much time has passed by, it's like, wow. Incredible how much time has passed by. But, at the time, I'm not gonna lie to you, when I was a child, I really didn't care about it, you know? There was some significance to it, but as I got older, I learned to care more about it, because then I started, you know, looking at what was going on and whatnot, and then I finally started to pay attention, because when you're that young, you really don't give a shit, you know what I mean? But as you get older, you tend to look back and say, wow, you know, this was something very serious, and 3,000 people paid with their lives, and it was just an experience that I wish I can go back in time and just see for it myself, you know, like just see through the window, sort of say, you know, and look back and see how everything unfolded on that fateful morning, because it affected a lot of people. I'll never forget it. Like, school was canceled for like a fucking week. It was just a lot of shit that was going on, you know what I mean? And everything after that is just a blur, but man, let me tell you, that experience was not good at all. To answer your third question, what game am I excited for next? Well, aside from GTA, which it's online pissed me off because, you know, everything's crashing. Another game or games that I'm excited for is Battlefield 4, motherfuckers. I'm gonna get on that game. Whoever's opposed for me, whoever's in the opposite team, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna, I'm gonna butcher you. I mean, there are no friends in Battlefield, pretty much. But definitely Battlefield. Another game that I'm really excited for is WWE 2K14. That's another great game I'm excited for. Watch Dogs. I'm extremely excited for Watch Dogs, and I'm also very, very excited for the next-gen consoles. PlayStation 4, bitch, Xbox One. Those are the fucking consoles right there. You know, Dead Rising 3, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. You have Call of Duty Ghosts, which is going to be compared to Battlefield, but nevertheless, there you go. You have freaking all these games coming out, and it's just going to be fantastic. I can't wait. You know, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z is coming out early 2013. It's just going to be awesome. So those are the games that I am personally looking forward to as of right now. So, and to answer your last question, Infamous or Prototype, I would have to say Infamous, because Prototype, the second game, did not appeal for me. I mean, it was just like, what the hell? Like, it was pretty much a giant copy and paste for me. So I would have to say Infamous over Prototype. So, but thank you for the questions, my good sir. Anywho, on to the next question, which is from DS Camp. I think you should answer this in your next fan mail of the week. Please do. Okay. Now, here's the question. What if Goku used instant transmission to get where Bills is sleeping and then train with Bills' trainer? Please answer this in fan mail of the week. Well, to answer that question, first of all, I highly doubt that Goku knows where, you know, Whis and Bills dwell, because as you guys saw in Battle of Gods, you know, Bills and Whis, they dwell within like a certain dimension. Like, they're way in there. Like, there's no possible way of even detecting them. I think the only people that can actually detect where Bills and Whis, you know, reside at are the Kais. You know, Supreme Kai, the Grand Kai, and, you know, like the North Kai, South Kai, East and West Kai. For Goku to go out there and train with Whis while Bills is sleeping, I highly doubt that would ever happen, number one. Number two, I highly doubt that Whis would even train Goku, because in Battle of Gods, Whis did say, how would you like to become the God of Destruction? Goku said no, so therefore he rejected that offer. So what makes you guys think that Whis would even train Goku? I mean, I understand that training Goku would be an essential for the gods, and, you know, whatnot, but at the same time, remember at the end where they actually discussed, you know, the possibility of Goku and Vegeta becoming possible threats, you know, towards these gods. So I highly doubt that Whis would ever train Goku, given the fact that Goku shows up there. First of all, that's total disrespect, because for Goku, you know, to just show up out of nowhere and say, hey, train me, that is so disrespectful, because who is Goku to demand training from any of these gods? If Whis offered to train Goku, you know, for him to come on to his world and just train there, then I believe that Goku would be able to do that and use instant transmission to get there. But overall, in general, I highly doubt that Goku by himself, just by showing up by himself, would ever receive any training from Whis. I highly doubt Whis would ever train Goku, even if Goku just showed up and say, hey, I want to train. You know what I mean? Like, I highly doubt they'll do that, especially while Bills is sleeping. Why would you go on ahead and you know, disrespect that? You know Bills kicked your ass. So why would you deliberately go and get secret training just to beat him? You know what I mean? Just train on your own. Don't pull a Gohan. Don't sit there in front of the you know, Elder Kai for him to unlock your powers. You know what I mean? Do it naturally, and that's what Goku's been doing naturally the whole time. So for Goku, I highly doubt he would ever do that. But I mean, it would be a cool thing if Whis offered to train him. So, but thank you for the question, my good sir. You know, I'm still thinking about what happened the first 3 days of the damn servers for GTA 5 being out. I could have been such a fucking high rank. There we go to hell! Anyways, on to the next question, which is from the Best King 090. Hey Alex, this is my first time sending fan mail. I really hope you answer it. You're my favorite subscriber because you interact with your fans. You're really funny. Anyways, on to the questions. Thank you very much. Alright, here we go. Question number 1. What has been one incident or event that really changed your life or made you different? Question 2, who do you think should be the main hero in the next DBZ movie? Question 3, do you believe in extraterrestrial, or do you believe in, or do you think they are demons? Oh, okay, so you're saying, do I think that aliens are extraterrestrial or demons? And they could change into any form of UFO maybe. Question 4, do you believe we will ever know about Area 51? If so, what do you think they will be hiding? Well, what aren't they hiding over there? Question 5, what are some bad things you see in GTA 5 online, things that disappointed you? See? Fucking besides the damn servers going out. Question number 6, where do you see the world in 30 years? Destroyed. Knowing that there is so much poverty, war, etc., do you think it's going to be a good future or bad? Question 7, if you could change 3 things in your life, what would they be and why? Thanks for answering my question. Hope you make it far in life and live your dreams, which is fighting in the WWE. You are the reason why I enjoy being on YouTube, and keep up the good work, man. God bless. God bless you too, man. Thank you so much. P.S. Fuck you, Yamcha! Fuck you, Paul! Yamcha is stronger than you. Damn, Yamcha is stronger than Paul. That's already true. I mean, because he can do the Wolfang Fist. All Paul can do is just, what, throw cheese at him? All right, to answer your first question, name one incident that really changed my life. Let's see. Name one incident that changed my life. Well, I mean, there have been a lot of things that changed my life. Not so much physically, but emotionally. I'm just trying to think. I mean, there's been so much, you know, with girl issues, with peer pressure in school and all that kind of stuff back in the day. I think I would have to say being involved in gangs. When I was growing up, I was involved with the wrong, you know, people. I already explained this in the previous fan mail, and I pretty much summed it up on why I was in one. But to make a long story short, it was definitely being involved with gangs and whatnot. I mean, that really changed the way I saw things. I mean, I at the time, I didn't think it was just a phase, but now looking back on it, it was definitely a phase that I shouldn't be going through in the first place. You know, I mean, I met a lot of people. Very, 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 very few of those people are still my friends, because the rest of them are just a bunch of gangbanging nobodies who are never going to get far in life. And it's just true, because a lot of them now have kids, they're doing drugs, and they're not even taking care of their kids. They have no jobs, they're freaking, you know, fighting for no reason. They're doing all sorts of shit, and it's kind of pathetic if you ask me. So I would have to say being in gangs. It didn't really change me for the worst to a certain extent. I just learned a lot of street smarts, so now I'm much wiser when it comes to being on the streets, definitely. So, to answer your second question, who do I think should be the main hero in the next DBZ movie? I don't think it should be anybody, period. I mean, comparing it to Battle of Gods, who is the hero of Battle of Gods? Nobody. There was no hero in Battle of Gods. Goku tried, Goku failed. Vegeta tried, Vegeta failed. Majin Buu tried, Majin Buu failed. Gohan tried, Gohan failed. Gotenks tried, Gotenks lost. I mean, there's not really a main hero. Who do I think should be the main hero in the next DBZ movie? If you really want to ask me, I think it should be Vegito or Gogeta, one of those two. I think they should be like the main protagonist going up against you know, Bills. I think a fusion versus a god would be amazing, because here you have Vegito or Gogeta, you know, being able to, you know, max out their powers going up against Bills. It would be very interesting to see both those fusions tackle a god such as, you know, Bills. And Bills is very powerful, man. He's said to be way more powerful than Gogeta and Vegito, so let's just put his name to the test. To answer your third question, do I believe, well, number one, do I believe in extraterrestrial life? Of course I do. I am a Christian who believes in God and Christ, but I also believe that there are other things out there that we have absolutely no clue about. Do I believe that they're demons? Do I believe that they're aliens? Who knows? I mean, there's just so many things out there in the cosmos. I mean, who are we to say? I really hate when people say there's no life out there. Oh, they're just grays. There's no other form of life but grays. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what degree in fucking science you have to back up your fucking theory. In the end, it's just a fucking theory. Have you went out there? Have you traveled outside of the Milky Way? Have you fucking traveled around the universe? No, you fucking have not. So you know nothing about fucking aliens, despite all the fucking knowledge you think you may have. You don't know shit. You don't know if on the other side of this damn universe there exists a race of fucking giant octopuses, for all we fucking know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We fucking don't know. You know, it's just like, I hate when people always want to classify aliens as just being the grays. God, there are things out there that we have no clue about. Like, really. I mean, there could be alien life out there the size of little microorganisms that have, like, different forms and shapes. And then there could be gigantic fucking 30-foot, you know, monstrosities lurking out there that we have no idea about either. I hate when people want to bring out the theory that there's nothing out there, that we're the only kids in the block. You know, for those people, I just want to grab you and just start slapping you around. You know, that makes no fucking sense. That is a very, very ignorant thing to say. Oh, no, it's just us. We're the only humans in our cosmos, and that's it. Fuck you. Seriously. Have you traveled? I mean, we fucking barely got to Mars. With the Mars, was it space rover, whatever the hell it is that's on Mars right now. I mean, we've never been on fucking Jupiter. We never been on fucking Pluto or beyond that, for that matter. I mean, fucking God knows. I mean, Nibiru is probably out there. We have no idea what's out there. So for people to just say, oh well, we know, because no, you don't know, all right? And for all we know, our governments are probably hiding shit from us because they don't want us to know. And to me, honestly, that wouldn't be a surprise, because even if the government was hiding shit about UFOs and aliens and whatnot, I wouldn't be fucking surprised, because I had a feeling this was coming. But do I believe in them? Yes, I do. Do I think they're demons or extraterrestrials? They could be both, for all that matter. I mean, but the bottom line is, they're definitely out there. They're definitely out there, and I mean, will we ever get into physical contact with them? I mean, who am I to say that? So, to answer your fourth question, will we ever know about Area 51? I would say probably yes and no. I think one day they're going to come out and say, yeah, we have Area 51. Area 51 does exist, but it's only for military purposes. It's only to test aircraft. I bet you they're going to come out and say some bullshit like that. I bet you they're going to come out and say, well, Area 51 is only used for testing aircraft. That's it. I bet you that's the only thing they're going to fucking talk about. They're not going to talk about Roswell. They're not going to talk about these high-tech, you know, B-2 fucking bombers, B-7 bombers they probably have. Yeah, Lord knows what they have down there. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So, will we ever know about it? Yeah, we will. Will we ever get the full disclosure? Hell no. To answer your fifth question, what pissed me off about GTA 5 Online? Well, number one, I can't even fucking log on. I can't even log on. What the hell? It's pissing me off so much that they had 2 weeks to prepare. They made $1 billion in 3 days. They could have invested money into fucking servers, but no, they just sat back and said, "Oh, we can make it rain, you know, make it rain with those terrible ass servers." Another thing I would say is bad about online is the fact that it's only 16 players. I want more, damn it. I want like fucking 100 players on there, you know. I will be getting this game hopefully for the PC when it comes out. That way I can just get into some PC games and start playing with everybody. But as for right now, GTA Online, the only thing I can say that's bad about it are the fucking servers. So, to answer your sixth question, where do I see the world in 30 years? Destroyed, ruined, just deformed in all sorts of aspects. This world is going to hell, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, do I have faith in humanity? Of course I do. I mean, there are good people out there. There are 7 billion of us and growing. You know what I mean? And no, the world is not overpopulated. I dare somebody to tell me the world's overpopulated. Go ahead. Somebody tell me the world's overpopulated so I can smack the Jesus out of you. The world is not overpopulated. Statistically, you could take every single person that's living on this planet right now and fit them all into Jacksonville, Florida. That's how many people we are. There's so many people that we can only fit in like one little we can barely fit in a state. All right, we fit in Jacksonville, Florida. You can fit 7 billion people in Jacksonville, Florida. What does that necessarily tell you? The world is not overpopulated. Have you guys driven across the states? Have you driven across Nebraska and Kansas and Ohio? It's nothing but flatlands. Have you driven by Texas? It's fucking flat. Have you guys been to fucking Africa? Has anybody ever been to Africa? The largest continent. There's nothing but desert. It just... Do you see people shoulder to shoulder? No. So for those people who want to talk about reduce the population, you can go suck dick. You know, there aren't fucking too many people on this planet. You just need to shut the fuck up. All right. Where do I see the world in 30 years? Psh, by the way, people are acting now by following Miley Cyrus and following the ways of like fucking Rick Ross and all these other crappy ass celebrities. The world's gonna go to shit. Nobody ever looks up to Martin Luther King. Nobody ever looks up to people like John F. Kennedy. Nobody ever looks up to people like William Cooper. Nobody fucking looks up to these people. Why? Because those people were realists. You know, those people were preaching the truth. Those people were speaking freedom and democracy and, you know, just all forms of like positivity. And whereas in Miley Cyrus is bending over shaking her fucking pancake ass, you know, and you got fucking Rick Ross talk about how much money he has. The man has hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, yet doesn't give back to his community. He can go fuck himself. So where do I see the world in 30 years? A bunch of socially degenerate people that don't really know much. I mean, granted, there are going to be so many people out there that are going to be brilliant, you know, great people. And I haven't given up on humanity. But if we continue to head towards a downward spiral of our, you know, existence, and if we continue to, like, not make anything of ourselves, then where are we going to be in the next 30 years? Our children are going to be worse than us, and our grandchildren are going to be worse than both. I mean, seriously, we have to stand up and make a difference. Be entrepreneurs. Go out there and make a difference. You know, do positive things. Don't do positive for your fucking self, you greedy asshole. Don't do that. Do positive for your friends, for your family, for your community, for strangers. I mean, have you guys ever known the feeling of helping a stranger? You know, just the kindness and generosity and love they show you for helping them, and they don't even know who you are. Make a difference. You know, have a great impact on this world. Because if you're not going to make an impact on this world, if you're not going to make a change, if you're not going to make a difference, who will? Who will? For the sake of your family and your friends, who will? So there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of war, rumors of war. All of that I blame on the governments, man. I mean, come on. I mean, we have the resources to, like, contribute. We have, you know, so many things that we can go out there and use for good, except, you know, our world leaders use it for bad. You know, and their excuse is, well, it's to protect you. No, it's not, man. Come on, let's get real. You know, people are starving out there. People are homeless. People are without jobs. People are dying because of simple causes, you know, simple viruses like the flu and the cold. And come on, man. It's just... Man, if I was God, not only God, but if I was the world leader, if I was like the leader of the world, man, I would fucking make a change. I would make this world flourish. We would all work together into building, you know, communities and schools and stadiums and, you know, dojos and gyms and community activities and parks and all that kind of, man, this world would be such a great place if we had great people running it. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So does that mean give up on your government? No. Does that mean give up on yourselves? No. To answer your last question, if there are 3 things that can change about me, what would they be? Number 1, I would change my height. Instead of being 6'1", 6'2", I would rather be 6'5", 6'6". I always had like that fascination of being taller. So definitely make myself taller. Another thing I would change is probably be a lot bigger than I am now in terms of body-wise. Like I want to be like a professional bodybuilder, so I want to become like real. I would literally be 315 pounds of muscle. I would be solid, you know, muscle, but I would also have a lot of athleticism in my genes. So, and lastly, I would like to change the fact that I met so many of these fake girls that I've been meeting for like the last fucking 10 years of my life. It's just been the worst thing in the world. I've met some pretty fucked up girls, and I would just wish that I never known them. That's pretty much my 3 wishes. I mean, what would your 3 wishes be if you had to choose? But thank you for your questions, Mr. Best King. Oh man. Anyways, everybody, thank you all for watching this episode of this week's Fan Mail of the Week. My name is UnrealEntGaming. Thank you all for watching, everybody. If you guys are fans, don't forget to subscribe for all the latest news, information, updates. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys liked the video, hit the video up with a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, guys. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Preferably, I would like it to where you guys would send me questions video format. If not, that's alright. I mean, I would really prefer it because I want to see you guys and interact with you guys even more, but that's no problem, guys. Stay tuned for more. Check out all my latest content, guys. I hope you all have a very productive weekend and a very good week. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you mankeys in the next episode.